Now, this debate is why we regret that the 1969 moon landing and the subsequent glorification of the event is actually, our side doesn't regret it at all. So basically, our burden of proof is to prove that there's more good than harm of the landing itself, and we do acknowledge that there is some shortbacks of the incident itself, but we acknowledge that there are more long-term benefits of this landing compared to what the member of government, compared to what the Prime Minister has said. Now, what would they prefer? The moon landing not to occur, or the moon landing to occur in the future? Now, first off, a few points of contention I have about from the Prime Minister's speech. Firstly, he said that the 1969 moon landing escalated tensions significantly. However, the Cold War politics existed before the 1969 proxy wars, 1950s Vietnam War, Korean War, the Cuban Missile Crisis. This means that the landing is relatively a small factor in ending the escalation of Cold War, but it is an important factor for ending the Cold War. And secondly, they also talk about how the money can be used from this moon landing for a better use. Now, I'll be explaining that in my speech later. Now, first off, I have two arguments for this debate. So, firstly, how this increases the confidence in the American leadership, and secondly, for the development of science. Now, firstly, let's talk about the increase of confidence in the American leadership. Let's take back and talk about the Cuban Missile Crisis in the first place. The Cold War relations, before that, there's actually a lot of Cold War relations that actually caused the American leadership to look bad in 1969. Firstly, let's talk about the Cuban Missile Crisis. Let's talk about, for example, the Bay of Pigs that happened in the Cuban Missile Crisis, where the CIA tried to send Cuban revolutionaries, but Kennedy himself pulled out last minute to the support and killed, and Castro at the end killed all these people. Now, at the end also, there's also the sugar quota incident in Cuba, where the America tried to hit the sugar sold in Cuba, which caused Khrushchev in USSR to actually buy the sugar in order for us to support Cuba, and yeah. Now, this causes people to lose faith in Kennedy's leadership, because Kennedy was trying to overthrow Castro in a way, and then people lose faith in him because he's not being a leader of the country. Being a leader of the country, and in addition also managing Cuba in a proper way. Now, space exploration in that time is actually something utopian. That is something completely extraordinary with the people. Now, doing something extraordinary actually boosts the confidence of someone. Now, that is like something like achieving the impossible, being a utopian idea. Now, USA doing this did the impossible. USA renewed the confidence of the people, renewed the confidence of the public of the other nations, which actually contributed to the development of future investments. Now, this perception of advances, back then the Cuban Missile Crisis between the USSR and the USA, having the problems with USA competing with USSR. Now, if we have USA blocking up and the USSR and being the communists trying to catch up, we're trying to see that the world is no longer going for the communist world, which is, can you imagine, if we were going to live in a communist world, what would you imagine your lives to be like? Yes.
May I ask you, you mentioned about contributing to future investment. What investment is this you're talking about?
I'll explain to you in the future in my next argument, which is the development of science. Now, the perception of investment caused the Soviet Union to slip up, which actually eventually caused communists to die down, and the American ways of capitalism to rise up and control and actually led to the influence of the Southeast Asian regions, etc., which caused communists to die down. Now, this major strain actually caused the Soviets to die down. Now, moving on to the development of science. Now, space exploration actually gave more understanding of the anatomy of how the Earth was formed and how there's security threats outside of the Earth to be managed. For example, asteroids, comets, the solar storms would actually show radiation substances around the solar system. Now, these investments actually allow us to protect the stratosphere from such incidents, from incidents that can be prevented. these science experiments are actually more important to be identified earlier on to prevent us from actually facing problems in the future. Yes.
Can we develop science without having to politicize such a project?
No.
We can.
Because science is a trial and error process. It's like making medicine. Medicine takes trial and error. Going to space is like a trial and error process, which is worth it because we need to explore the safety of the human beings on Earth, other than just focusing on what's going on internally. Because remember, for example, in a castle, a princess is inside. We cannot only protect internally, we have to protect externally too. That's the concept we're doing here. Externally, if we're not protected, internally, we will never be protected. And I agree with that side. We can handle terrorism, but we have to handle these comets that can destroy many lives in the future in our countries too. Now, we believe that the 1969 moon landing has done more future benefits or more long-term benefits compared to short-term benefits. Sure, it may cost a lot of money, but long-term, we're actually protecting more people than anything else. So we hope that you side with the opposition. Thank you.